Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm called the Big Game Hunter because I've been hunting down leaders and staff organizations for more than 40 years. Today I'm going to continue my series on body language and talk with you about a couple of things that you need to avoid doing because they send signals, whether correctly or incorrectly. That's open to interpretation, but this is how they are interpreted by interviewers, and you don't want to create a negative impression. You just want people to focus on the content of what you say and how you present yourself, not on some of the misinterpretations or behaviors that you have that may cause people to go, huh? So the first one is the handshake. Now, in U.S. culture, and I'm going to speak specifically there, in U.S. culture, the idea of a firm handshake is part of the ritual. And thus, the idea of shaking hands with someone who basically places their hand softly into someone else's is not culturally appropriate. That includes women as well. And I must, in all honesty, say, no one's looking to have someone break your hand or break someone else's hand. But you want it to be appropriately firm, not like a noodle placed in your hand. When I've had my hand shaken by someone from a different culture, more often than not, who basically has been trained to be polite and just place their hand within someone else's, it just feels weird to me. And I know it would feel weird to others. So if you're not from the U.S. and you've been trained to be polite for a different culture, I want to encourage you to practice a firmer handshake with someone who can critique it, who may be from the U.S. culture. Okay. Next thing is about proximity when you meet someone or when you speak with someone. Now, on the Seinfeld show some years ago, they had an episode about close talking. And that's really what I'm talking about. It's about invading someone's space. So when you greet someone, when you're meeting with someone, when you're chatting with someone on the way to the interview, if you're a little too close, it turns people off. So you want to be aware of the appropriate distance between yourself and someone else when you speak with them. Otherwise, it's kind of like if I brought the camera up to here and I did my video from this distance, you wouldn't really like it. But, again, for that short period of time to illustrate it, you don't want to be a close talker. Nor do you want to sit there with your arms folded in front of you, because whether rightly or wrongly, it's interpreted as being, oh yeah, or something that indicates that you're defensive about something that's being discussed. So, again, avoid crossing your arms in front of you during the interview. Finally, for today, and I can't illustrate this for obvious reasons, sometimes people have nervous habits with their hair. And the classic example of this, excuse me if I just switch hands for a second, is to flick the hair over the ear. And that's interpreted as nerves. And you always want to present yourself as being self-confident and carrying yourself with a calmness about you so that people interpret that as confidence. Nervous gestures like the flick of the hair, or for some it's the overall, excuse my moving the camera there a little bit, it's the overall, the flick back, just isn't appropriate for an interview. If you become aware of that habit of yours, try to break it, because again, from a job search perspective, even if you're hired, it can cost you money. So this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I hope you found today's video helpful. If you did and you're watching on YouTube, click the like button down below. Maybe write a comment that would be helpful to someone else or encourage them to watch it. I'd also encourage you, if you're not already doing so, come over to my website, which is jeffaltman.com, or on YouTube you can watch a whole host of other videos. But at my website you can sign up for a complimentary subscription to my e-zine, which is called No BS Job Search Advice. I publish it on Tuesdays with advice for job hunters that's good anywhere in the world. It's a $399 value, completely free. You can read many of the previous articles I've written for it, as well as listen to the podcast of my radio show, No BS Job Search Advice Radio, which I broadcast Mondays at 9 a.m. on Blog Talk Radio. The podcasts appear on my site normally later that day. You can also post your resume to more than 50 sites from mine, search positions I'm recruiting for. You have access to Indeed on the links page and Job Search Universe on the bottom of the home page, both of which search thousands of other sites concurrently for job leads. There's also access to easy to work with Career Builder links on the home page on the right-hand column. There's information about my books and guides to job hunting, as well as other people's books, all of which are available on Amazon. So again, come over to the website and go exploring. Two more things, if I may. First, if you haven't already done so, send a connection request to me on LinkedIn. The address is linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. I accept connection requests from people anywhere in the world, except if you're a third-party recruiter or in a country known for scams or spam. Finally, for however long you remain with your current firm, are you hiring someone? Are you trying to hire someone? Or do you know of someone who's trying to hire? Send me an email at the address below. Let me know who to contact, whether or not I can mention your name. And I'd love to help some more people get back to work. I'd love to help you look good to your current employer. So this is Jeff Altman. I hope you have a great day. Take care.